What's going on? What's going on? It's me and my guy, Mr. Mike White. I don't want to talk too loud because sometimes my microphone be acting weird on here with you, dog. It be acting loud. So I'm going to try
Oh, it
not to
blows
get,
out. I've been
yeah,
noticing a little blowout issue,
yeah.
but I just thought it was a thing.
Oh, it just be doing it with you. So it must be like,
Really?
it be letting you just be the man and I just be the chilling guy. That's
Oh, I'm
cool.
definitely not the man. I checked. I checked before I googled it. It definitely said that I was not the man.
How you doing, big dog?
I'm chilling, Bub. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Let me people is jumping in the building. The Ninja, Devontae Griffin, Bobby McLean. They love you, dog. They was asking my guy Matt Nash. He was like, "Hey, Mike jumping on here for burgers and blitzes." They know it. That's what I like when
That's
we
what's
they
up, man.
you
Thank y'all for
feel
coming.
me?
Thank you.
You
Thank y'all
feel
for coming
me?
in. Thank y'all
I'm
for
liking
coming
that.
in.
You know what I'm saying? When they already asking about Thursdays, burgers and blitzes, that means they already know we putting it down. So let's do it again tonight. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So I was just talking to you about, before we went on air, and I was just basically telling you that I did a quick series over the offensive coaches, defensive coaches. This, in my opinion, like who would I want to keep and who would I want to go. And I did it actually the offensive coaches today. So
Yes,
I'm gonna
sir.
tell you my guys right quick, and then we're gonna jump into it on your people. Okay. So on the defensive side, my guy was I was cool with, and I know you're already gonna jump on. I was cool with Linquist only because he was a rookie. Donovan Wilson, he played at Texas A&M, not with him, but maybe he pushed for him and he wasn't allowed because he was a rookie coach. I don't know. Um, Maybe he got him in there, and you see how Donovan Wilson is playing. So I said, and he's a rookie coach. I hate to just throw a rookie guy away. Al Harris, I was sometimey because I'm like, Al Harris, the defensive backs have been real regular, just like before. But when I seen him at KC, when he had a difference maker in Marcus Peters, he had a lot of turnovers. When I seen him with Trevin Diggs, that was kind of his guy. Diggs did get 2 interceptions and he dropped a few. So I saw maybe that was his guy and he don't have his guy. So I would go another year with him. He was on the fringe. Linebackers coach Scott McCurley, no. Defensive line coach Tom. Hold up. Defensive coach Tom Sula. I'm gonna do defense. I'm gonna let you jump in. Defensive coach Tom Sula. I like Tom Sula, but I looked at your record. You don't have winning records when you a coach. Mike Nolan, you 22 seasons as a coordinator, head coach. You got a lot more 22 rankings and 21st and 18th and 17th and 19th instead of fives and fours. And that doesn't make a difference. But when you was in Baltimore, you came from Marvin Lewis. That was Marvin Lewis's guys, and they came to you. So I never seen you really just be that guy. You feel me? So I was cool with all those guys kind of because I feel like we need a difference maker, and that's where the Sean Lee factor came in. That I don't even feel like we need to wait a year. This guy, I feel like he's not going to take 100 years to learn how to do this. You know what I'm saying? He's a dude that's been doing this probably since high school. He knows this.
He's
So
already been doing it, Bub. I don't want to stomp on you, but
where you can stop.
Sean Lee's been the de facto linebacker coach for the better part of a decade. That dude's ready to go. The minute that he has the moderate discomfort in his right eyelash, like, hey, I don't think you need to play today. How about you put this headset on and we figure out, see what it feels like. See if you like that action. And we take Mike Nolan, we put him up in a booth, and he does the Monty Kiffin thing, and so nobody's feelings get hurt. But
Mm-hmm.
Tom Sula stays. Tom Sula, I think Tom Sula is a great DL coach. He's a terrible head coach. That's been
Mm-hmm.
but Tom Sula is a caveman, and cavemen knew defensive line. He's
So
a
you think he needs a little more time? Just that he was just kind of
he needs players.
okay.
He needs players. I mean, what'd
I
you
didn't. I
hand
didn't
him?
say. I didn't say get rid of him. I was saying if they said move on Tom Sula, I wouldn't be like, damn. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
no,
I
I
didn't.
get,
I
I
was.
get, I get that for sure. But I'm
You get
not,
what I
I'm not.
mean?
Yeah, I'm not making change with it just for the sake of change's sake.
I got you.
That's where you get into being the Jets and the Browns and New York and those type of guys. So the offensive staff is safe. I have no issue whatsoever with anybody on the offensive side of the ball. Mike Nolan could get ghost. He could have got ghost
You
before he
don't
was
like
even.
you like Scott McCurley as the linebackers coach?
No, he's gone too.
Okay, I was
He's
about to
gone.
say.
He's gone too. Al Harris gets another year. You don't have a linebacker coach. You get Sean Lee.
Right.
That's who you get. That's Sean Lee is your.
So you want to keep Nolan for another year? Put Sean Lee as immediate linebackers coach?
No, absolutely not. Sean
Okay.
Lee is your LB, and your DC.
They're not going to do that though. You think?
I know. No, they absolutely won't do that. So there'll be snack. There'll be somebody they'll snag. But if I had to
You think
take,
they're going to keep Nolan? Be honest with me. You think they're going to keep Nolan?
yeah,
So do I.
with the because they're going to use the Rona. You know, they've
Yep.
already
They're
been
going to use those
they've
excuses.
been using the Rona. You know, even though Mike Nolan's been trash everywhere he's been. You know,
Mhm.
they're going to use the Rona, and he's going to be here. And I'm hoping, you know, that they don't let Sean Lee leave. That's my issue. He's not going to play next year. He's
He
not.
better not.
He's not going to play. He's not going to play next year. Dude, they literally had to reattach his core to his pelvis. His PP got disconnected. That's like serious business, man.
He's still playing though.
I know.
He's still playing.
That's what's insane.
See, this is what I said though, Mike. Like I said, they should have made him retire last year, and then he would have already had a year under his belt, and they could have just moved him in this year as a DC.
Yeah, he's already been running defensive meetings for the better part of a half decade. Rod Marinelli would be sleeping down the hall, and Sean Lee's running defensive meetings. He's been a de facto LB coach for the better part of a decade. He's seen every type of defense you could basically run in the NFL come through here, outside of that crazy stuff that one of the Belichick boys run. You know, he's seen Ryan, he's seen Kiffin, he's seen Marinelli, he's seen he worked for the Eberflus. You know, he's been here for all those guys. And there is not one person on this roster that I trust more in hands of this defense than I do Sean Lee. That dude is a Peyton Manning when it comes to the mental. He's Bob Sanders. He's so cerebral. He's so smart at this game, and his body's just failed him. He's just hurt guy. You know, he's just that's what sucks, because he could have been one of the greatest linebackers of all time. And he's still borderline is, even, you know, with all the injuries, just because the plays and stuff he's made.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying some really real stuff right there. For the fact of that, you know, I ain't gonna lie to you, Mike. I've been mad as hell at Sean Lee for the last 2-3 years. I can't lie.
I have as a player, because he can't get there. He reads it, but he can't get there.
He's been mad as hell because he's been hurt. And you know that I feel like they always giving him a pass, and I get pissed off at that. But you know, in the big scheme of things, I needed him to stay in Dallas because, as you said, I watched him from college. You know what I'm saying? And he's always been that guy. Like I said, he was probably coaching in high school, even when he was playing in high school. When he got hurt at Penn State, he tore his knee up. The main thing they said is he was on that coaching staff with the headset, helping them coach the defense. Right there, that tells you something right there. And like you said, he's the cerebral guy. He's not the guy that has to holler and scream at you, but he may have to get loud, but he's not the guy to holler and scream. He is going to teach you the game of football. Like, you are going to get broke down the game of football. The film room with him is going to be amazing.
That LVE had quotes earlier this week. You know, what was it, Tuesday? They were interviewing LVE, and he got salty about comments about the team. He said, you know, I'll be in the film room with Sean Lee and say, hey, well, hold on. I need you to rewind that. I can't go that fast. Rewind it. What were you saying? I can't even comprehend what you were saying. And that's how. And Thomas, I see you in the chat. If Sean Lee's so good, why the LB's been so bad?
I'm glad you answered that, because I was going to. Thank you.
Because they can't cover. Because Jalen Smith can't cover, and he's been the only linebacker you've had over the last 3 years that can stay on the field. Unfortunately.
But look,
unfortunately.
But let me jump in there and say this. Thomas Johnson, I'm not hyping no Sean Lee, dog. I was mad they kept him on the roster for real, because you had 8 weeks and you was injured the whole damn time, and now you just get on the field. But hold up,
make no mistake about it.
That pissed me off. I didn't like that.
No, for sure. Well, if you want to go back to 2018,
you lost a linebacker spot.
If you want to go back to 2018, when they put Sean Lee on the field versus the Rams in the playoffs, that was when it was game over. That's when there was plays that he got completely cooked on because he just flat out could not get there. His body has let him down.
Yeah, he's
His
not that. He's
his
not that guy
body
anymore.
his body's let him down, but he still sees it,
Right.
and that's got to be so frustrating. It has to be incredibly
I
frustrating,
know it's
and
frustrating. I
and,
deal with
and
it myself.
yeah, I mean, it's anybody. Dude, I raced moto, and all of a
Hmm.
sudden, I got where I couldn't do what I knew I could do anymore, and it's your body fails you,
Yep.
and that's not his fault. It's the team's fault for keeping him too long. They kind of, the Cowboys kind of did Sean Lee like the Mavericks did Dirk.
Right. You kept on. See, that's why I just said, Mike, they should have expedited that and said, look, we get it. But you know what? Go in this booth. You got a job with the Cowboys. Come over here and coach. The team gonna respect you off rip.
They
You
did.
you
Mhm.
already gonna command the respect of the team. So people already gonna listen to you. So it's gonna be a smooth, seamless transition right over to that. They need to expedite it and expedite it now. This needs, and I repeat, this needs to be his last year. You need to retire and go on that coaching staff. If I hear about him trying to play again, that's when I'm going to get mad at some Sean Lee because you feel like you still got it. I'm going
He's
to get pissed off at
he's
you, dog.
not with his coaching staff. It's not going to happen again. The only reason he's still playing is out of necessity.
Okay. Well, that's what it has to be.
That's
Uh,
that because fact of the matter is the other guys you got can't do the job, and you're out of numbers there.
right. So my guy Ruglock says Lee would have had to be willing to do those things, though. Was he willing? What do you
Yes,
mean by? Okay, I didn't understand what do you mean by that.
because he has to be willing to not play anymore and become a coach.
He
And
does, and that's what he needs to do.
people forget this in 2016 when Sean Lee got hurt and he could have been activated for the last. It was the last game, and he would have triggered like it was like $800,000 roster
Yeah, I
bonus.
remember that. I remember that.
And he said, "No, I didn't earn that. I didn't earn that. I'm going to be an actor for this game. We're not trying to win this game anyways. It doesn't matter." That's the type of dude he is. He's a football. He is, to use that cliche, he's a football guy. And all he knows is the grind and football and coaching. And, people say he wants to go back home next to Penn State where his family lives. He doesn't even live there anymore. He lives in California in the offseason. It's not a going home thing for him at all.
They need to
And
make sure they don't lose him.
and Sean Lee is a real ass dude, and he's that type of dude. He's a handshake, look you in the eye type of guy. And if this is what we're gonna do, this is what we're gonna do. And if you approach it like that, I don't see him going anywhere. I really don't. This organization has been too good to him.
Right, stood by him through all those injuries.
They drafted him when he was in a damn leg. His entire leg was in a brace from the hip to the damn ankle.
Well, I mean, I think he's missed over career like 50 something games in his career.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope they figure that out. I don't think they would lose him as well, but I think
No.
they need to expedite that and make sure that it happens next year. Figure it out, get him on board. And like you said, I would be cool with being instant defensive coordinator. And like you said, if you want to do the Monte Kiffin thing because you don't want to hurt Mike Nolan's feelings, put him in the defensive whatever, make up a title for him if you want. Y'all can do whatever y'all
Assistant
want.
defensive coordinator, whatever the hell
Philosophy
they did
guy,
with
you know what
Richard
I'm
that
saying?
year.
Just like you got Rob Davis as the assistant head coach.
Yeah, which he's supposed to, and Rob Davis may be doing work. We don't know.
I don't know, dog, but really, he's assistant head coach.
No, he's Rob
He
Davis
is.
is the. I know that's his title. I know absolutely. I know that's his title, but he's supposed to be the life coach. That's what
I mean. Yeah,
that,
right.
and there may be something to that, and we'll find that out. They've been going through it. They've really been going through it, especially with Marcus Paul the last week. They've really been going through it.
Yeah. Let me give a shout out to some of the members up in here and people's in the chat right quick, big dog. I got my guy Ron the Don that just jumped in. Vader Network, Rule Glock, Jamal Sims. What's up with you, baby? Thomas Johnson, he just made the comment as well. My boo thing is in there. Keep on coming in. Share this. Matt Nash, who he's in here for you. Devontae, Bobby McLean, the Ninja, my dog. Keep on getting in here. Make sure you share this. Allah Abba. I don't know if I said this right. But he said that. Said, nah, don't let Sean Lee call plays. That's a different bro. No. I'm gonna totally disagree with you on this one. You need to have Sean Lee. He
The only
knows.
reason Sean Lee's not calling plays right now is because he can't stay healthy. They took the green dot away from him, gave it to Jalen, and the defense has suffered ever since.
I mean, Mike, we remember seeing the classic film. That just wasn't once. When we seen the classic film, it was on your Twitter page, and I took it from your freaking Twitter freaking page because I seen it because I was already. See, this is the thing. This was you know what's so crazy, Mike? When you posted that, right? I was already thinking in my head when defense, I'm like, man, we need a guy. We need a guy. I'm like, man, Sean Lee. I was already people talking about line. I'm like, man, he just need to be it in my head. I was never saying it out loud, but I was just be thinking in my head. And then when you posted that video on Twitter with that Giants game, I was like, yep, see, that just confirmed it. And it was you sitting down, and was it Joe Baker? It was
Joe Baker. He's like, if I'm
Baker.
taking the seven, who's taking the inside? Because if I take the seven, the inside's uncovered, and we can't do that. The play's not going to work. And he's like, Lee, calm down. He's like, no.
I'm telling you what this is.
It's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's like that's what it is.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that was like solidified for me because this is a guy who studies. They already said when they came in, you know, if you're a linebacker, Jalen Smith or Van Der Esch or whatever, who do you follow? Sean Lee. Follow him everywhere you go because you're gonna learn everything. You're gonna learn everything you need. You're gonna learn everything you need to know. He's gonna teach you. So I'm not understanding why it's not gonna be a home run hit. And you get guys that are really, he's gonna, I think, raise the level of people who may not have that. He can raise the level of those guys because he's going to teach you. Because even if you don't have those physical skills mentally, if you can do it and you're an okay athlete, you can get by in the NFL if you mentally know how to play the game. Because that's in any sport, in my opinion, you can definitely do it if you mentally prepare. Because not everybody who comes in the league is just the supreme athlete. There's guys that super prepare, super preparation is everything, and that they know the little nuances in the game, and that's what keeps them in the career. When those other athletic guys who played 5 years, those guys who studied the game play 15 years.
Yeah,
the same.
Yeah, that's what it is. You know, that's the people that can retool their game. You know, they have longevity. You know, you got wide receivers. You know, Larry Fitzgerald came into the league as a jump ball 50-50 guy, go route guy, and he completely retooled his game, learned how to run routes, understand the nuances of the defense, and now he's been, you know, in my opinion, and I know a lot of people don't share this, Larry Fitzgerald is the greatest wide receiver of all time. That dude's never had less than 800 yards in a season besides the year that he missed 3 games. And he's had 15 different quarterbacks.
And he's been consistent every year.
I
remember when he came out of Pittsburgh, dog, and they were all hating on him then, and he was nasty at Pittsburgh. I remember I loved him at Pitt because
he was a Des Bryant. He was a Des Bryant type guy.
He was nasty. He was
definitely he was nasty. Absolutely nasty. So, when you're that cerebral with the game, and it's just so beneficial. He's seen it all, and I don't know how he couldn't help your defense. I really don't, because he yes, of all time, Steve. In my opinion, I know all that shit's subjective and everything like that, but in my opinion, Larry Fitzgerald is the greatest wide receiver of all time.
Some strong words, but you know, Jerry Rice has something to say, but you couldn't argue, you couldn't really say, you couldn't hate on that saying something like that about Larry Fitzgerald. But let me give a quick shout out to my guy, because he's the one that loves watching on the Burgers and Blitzes. My guy, Matt Nash. Shout out to you. Says love and support. Y'all keep pushing the content.
Thank you for checking out.
$10 holla. Hey, ho, $10 holla. Make sure you remember who started that $10 hollers over here. I just want to say that one more time. You know what I'm saying? There's all people out there in that BS. Just let them know, Mike. You know what I'm saying? But
yes,
hey, a lot of people respect your opinion, so it's good as well. He says, hey, Mike, Meticulous Details Podcast says, stop it. Rice is the greatest. You know what I'm saying? I mean, either way, I mean, I'm Jerry Rice.
Give Larry Fitzgerald Steve Young in that defense. That's, you know, that's why the thing's subjective. It's not something to get hung up on whatsoever. I really appreciate Larry Fitzgerald's approach to the game and the way he stuck with it so long through all these quarterbacks and consistently produced and completely retooled his game to stay in the league as long as he have. It's you can't hate it. And if you don't want to call him the greatest of all time, I understand that because Jerry Rice was definitely badass. But
Right.
that's
Hey, but you know what I'm saying? Ooh, hey, yeah, we
yeah.
stirring. But I got my
Anyway.
hey, I got my guy Mike Brown. Appreciate you for the $10 holla. Hey ho.
Oh,
Salute, fellas. He said just jumped in. He got a quick question for us. He said, what do you think we should do with our early draft picks, offense or D?
if you're stuck, if you get if you shouldn't get stuck, but if you get stuck at that 104 and you can't move, I'm taking Chase or Sewell. I'm not taking defense just for the sake of taking
What if
defense.
Sewell gets taken third by, let's say, if it stays with the
I'm
Bengals?
taking Chase in. I don't care.
Really?
Yes. That is a five. When you're picking at the top of the draft like that, that is a 5-year pick. That is not a this year pick. That's not a next year pick. It's a 5-year pick. That player is on your team, guaranteed, unless he just completely bust out, that he's here for 5 years. And I'm not going to take a worse prospect just because of perceived need. I'm not going to do it.
I'll feel with you that because right now, from what I've seen in the draft, I just been checking out a few people. I'm gonna start getting on my draft here in a little bit, but like I said, this is my thing with the draft, Mike. There's guys that would just really do it, but me personally, I just feel like too much is gonna change from it's December. It's December. Drafts in April. So much is gonna change, but from now on here, you can look at people, but that don't mean that person's
Oh,
gonna be there that we talking about in December. That's gonna be that same guy in April. We don't know. A lot of things can happen. Injuries can happen. We just don't know. But I'm saying if we're talking about the people, I hear what you're saying. Because I want a defensive tackle, but from what I've heard and seen,
it's
there's
not
not
there.
one in, it's not there. So
It's
if
not
it's
there.
not there, you don't overdraft that. Okay.
You don't take Oliver just because he's the only one there. And Oliver may have been a good pick.
So let's
But
say you go after you're talking about Parsons from Penn State, correct?
please no, please don't take Parsons.
Don't take
Please
him.
don't please don't take Parsons. Zaven Collins is a better linebacker in the NFL than Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons can't cover. If you're gonna take Micah Parsons and you're gonna play him at edge or like a 3-4 OLB type situation where he may be dropping back 3-4 times a game, I can understand that. But Parsons, he has 2 pass breakups in his entire collegiate career. He's not coverage. And if you don't draft a linebacker that can't cover in today's NFL, you don't do it, especially that high. That's just it's just not smart. Like
I ain't trying to touch no linebacker that high, big dog.
I don't want a linebacker in the top 50, but if you're going to take one, take Zaven Collins. Take him with your second round pick. He's gonna mess around.
If we're a bad team, we're gonna be in the top half of the draft regardless. So we're gonna get the top half of the good players regardless. If they don't trade out.
This team isn't picking outside the top 10.
You know what I'm saying? So would you want to go with a corner? If you had to stay at 4, what would your ultimate position be? If you had one position to pick.
I'm taking Chase.
Okay.
Because unless Sewell's there, then you're gonna. What's up with Tyron? Because I'm hearing some stuff about Tyron that I don't like.
Mm-hmm. It's a neck. It's a neck, dog. I don't care. This is the first time he's ever had any kind of surgery, right?
And no, he's had back surgery twice.
Where? I thought he ain't never. I thought
he's had. Well, it was a not a microfracture. It was a cleanup scope type thing.
Okay.
He's had.
But he's never had the major stuff. But at the end of the day, you got a bad back. It don't matter.
Bad backs don't get better. I got a bad back. They don't get better. It just stays bad.
Back. Exactly. It gets worse.
Yeah. So then, I'm honestly, there was something that Lee just said it. You really got to be on the watch for that Doug Free shock retirement with Tyron Smith.
Yeah, I mean, I'm already on it. I was already on it. See, here's my thing, Mike. People was getting mad at me. Well, not getting mad at me, but was saying I was crazy last season. Remember we had just talked about, and I told you they should have did a straight up Jamal Adams trade for Tyron Smith. If they should have just came out, and I said that's what y'all should have did, a straight up trade for that. Because at the end of the day, I love Tyron, but he's gone now, right? Right? If we would have had Jamal Adams, would you been mad right now?
Uh,
What if they did a straight up trade for Jamal Adams and Tyron Smith, let's say last year, right? When they were just talking about how they wanted Zach Martin, right? And then all the stuff happened. Let's
yeah.
say if they just said, okay, we'll take Tyron Smith and Jamal for a straight up Jamal Adams and maybe like a third rounder. I'd have definitely did it. Now, if they did that, now you see Tyron Smith hurt and you see Jamal Adams on the team, would you have been mad at that trade?
No. But I'm also one of the guys that got yelled at because I was trying to trade Ware, 2 years before they cut him. You know, the Cowboys hold on to people until there's no value left.
Exactly.
And so
That's what they did with Tyron Smith, in my opinion.
There's part of me in my heart of hearts that believes Tyron Smith is superhuman, and he'll come back and he'll give you 2 more years. If he gives you if he gives you 1 more year, Tyron Smith giving you 1 more year at 13 games, not even a full year, 1 more year at 13 games is better than taking Sewell at the 104. That's because he's so good. He's so good.
He's so good, but man, I don't trust it no more, dog.
I haven't trusted him for half a decade.
I mean, like the last 4 seasons, like I said, you've been missing 3 games a year, and I love some Tyron Smith, but dog, come on, man. Now you done had neck surgery, you already had back, your back already been messed up. Now I don't care how good you are, dog.
His contract is. I don't understand that his contract is so. We're at the point now.
Contract friendly though.
It's that the trade situation is already gone. Unless they're going to try to spark something up, in between February and the draft. I just think you got to ride that out. I think it's
even because it's a good contract, or just because they love some Tyron Smith and the ability, because you just trust he's just going to come back. Oh man, I just
both. I don't know what you do.
Like, I don't know what you do. That's what's so frustrating about this, Mike, is that what do you really do? Because see, everybody's talking about this is what's got me.
Jamal, don't hate on my room.
Hey, you know how my people's doing here. I love it. Hey, they just said right below. He said King James is faded. Don't be trying to tell on me right now.
Hey, don't be dry snitching.
Trying to tell on me right now. No. Hey, but look, see, this is the problem because see here you got Leo Collins, right, big dog? That's a hip. I don't give a hell. That's a hip. That's got me funky in my head. And guess what? They ain't said nothing on Leo. They've been so hush on that shit.
Hey, Leo's cool.
He cool.
He's cool.
Okay.
Just take that. Just take that for what. Take that from me for what it's worth. Leo's cool.
I trust you because I know you talk to people.
Yeah.
So
Leo's cool.
So we feel good about Leo then.
Yeah, he's cool.
Okay, cool. That's another reason why I F with you, Mike. So that makes me feel good. So we feel good at least about Leo, right? Okay.
Yeah, Tyron Smith is not cool, but
Tyron Smith is not cool. So here we go. Okay, so we talked about an offensive tackle. That's been a need. That's a need now. What are they going to do? What do you feel about this Connor McGovern thing? Remember how we've been talking about him and he's looked okay.
Yes, he has.
What do you think is going to happen with this Connor McGovern, Connor Williams? Because Connor Williams is having a career year, he's only giving up 2 sacks.
Connor Williams had a bad day at the office last week.
I don't know. I mean, but I still don't.
That dude got beat like he stole something.
But guess what? They not moving. Everybody wants to move him to tackle, and they're not even. Nobody's letting him touch tackle.
No.
So he's not going there. So is he going to be the left guard going forward, period? You think?
I don't know what you do there, man. Honestly.
Exactly. What the hell do you do with this? Because Connor McGovern needs to start every damn game, Mike.
Well,
Period.
Connor McGovern.
He's a true guard.
Connor McGovern is going to be your starting left guard. That's what's going to happen next year.
So do you think they should dangle Connor Williams for trade?
No.
Why not? Because the depth?
The depth is too cheap.
Yeah, but they looking at him, and the reason why he be starting too is because he's a second-round pick. Don't tell me it ain't.
Oh no, and that's definitely it. But what else you gonna do right now?
Right, but if they ain't benching him, they ain't benched him yet though. So when Zach Martin come back, they're gonna put Connor McGovern back on the bench, and Connor Williams was starting. That's what they was doing though, Mike.
I understand that, but that's not what's gonna happen when you go.
You sure?
I'll beer bet you on it.
Okay.
I'll beer bet me
on that one.
I'll beer bet you on it. Let this coaching staff get a full off season where they get to see these players. Okay. They get to get them in OTAs. They get to get them in minicamp and see what this offensive line looks like.
Actually, do you think so? Basically, you think next year they're gonna allow them battle it out, and whoever takes it?
I don't think there'll be a lot of battling.
I don't think either, but I just feel like they love some Connor Williams, dog.
I feel like this is his last shot. That's what I feel like.
But he's not. But if Jerry and them look at them stats and stuff, and he's having a career year, how can they? What are they going to use against him?
The fact that he can't run block for shit.
Yeah, but he's still starting.
I understand that, but they're also on their OT 5 and 6. This offensive line's a hodgepodge patchwork quilt of recycled trash bags and wet toilet paper right now.
You know what's so crazy? What so hurts my soul is how Terrence Steele finally sat his ass. They finally sat. What ain't it crazy, dog? How 2020 is just terrible. We've been screaming, hollering, kicking, throwing shit everywhere, tearing it up like we tearing the club up, 3-6 Mafia, tearing Steele's ass down. You feel me, Mike? And they're finally doing it. Zach Martin get hurt. What the hell?
And while you're saying that, the same tone of breath, Terrence Steele didn't exactly have a bad game.
Exactly. But we both said that. Said that he's not a bad tackle. He's not Chaz Grade.
No,
he said he's Chaz. No, he's not. He's better than him.
He is a UDFA out of the Big 12, and he is playing like one. And the fact they maxed his money out. They want to see if they can get a competent swing tackle out of that position. Which, in my opinion,
Jeremy Purnell.
Which, in my opinion, I think they may have that. They may have that. I know a lot of people were mad that they kept starting Steele instead of moving,
Brandon Knight.
Instead of putting in Brandon Knight or moving Zach Martin out. But coaches and especially quarterbacks want to know that the inside of their pocket is steady. And if you move Martin out, you have a whole hodgepodge. Your A gap's getting blown out. That was a reason they kept starting Steele, and the fact that Stephen Jones thought he had him a swing tackle. Tyler's not. Hey, David Tyler's not coming back this year. He's done. He's
done.
He's done. He's done.
But we have a future starting sitter.
Yes, we do. Yes. Without a shadow of a doubt, he is. You can go ahead and anoint him with that name, Tyler Badass. He is going to be your starting center next year. Period.
Well, I don't think the offensive line is going to actually be bad next year. I think the offensive line is going to be pretty damn good next year. I think the lumps that they took this year, even though we hated it, it helped in the aspect of you got a lot of people: Brandon Knight, Terrence Steele, Tyler Biadasz, Connor McGovern. You got all these young guys that actually got opportunity to play that would have probably never happened if you had Tyron Smith or La'el Collins. So, and if Joe Looney would have never got hurt, Tyler Biadasz probably would have never played because he was starting. That opened the door for Biadasz, and then we saw what he was. We already thought that. Then when you saw the actual play, and you're like, okay, it confirmed what you thought. Looney was already a backup. Let's go ahead and sit him down. But now
Yes.
going forward, you got 5 games where you got to see quality time for these other guys. That's a building block for the future because you have depth too.
Yes. And I know people don't want to hear this, but at the current state of the Cowboys offensive line, just the current state, they
Mhm.
are still a top 15 offensive line in the NFL.
I think so.
It,
I think they're going to be a good offensive line next year.
it's trash, and it could be. I know it's trash, and I know it's bad, but at the current state of the offensive line, it's still a lot of teams would love to have this offensive line right now, and
Yeah.
you can't help the fact the quarterback wants to sack himself.
Right. I mean, quarterback play. Let's talk about okay, so you said the all offensive staff. So I was talking about running backs coach Skip Pete. He was kind of on the bubble with me. What do you think about Skip Pete?
I don't know what to think.
He's on the bubble with me.
I don't think a running back coach really matters that much.
I know, right? Because I mean, what influence does he really have?
The old guy they had, I'm blanking on his name, was one of the only people in the
Gary
world.
Brown.
Gary Brown
And he
was
has cancer. And I
what
think
he was.
that's one of the reasons why he's not coaching.
He was one of the only people in the world that Zeke would listen to.
Mm-hmm.
So that was something. But outside of that, what's he going to do? You got a short yardage back that they want to play all the time, and you got a back with juice that they don't want to play. And that's coming from the front office. What are you going to do there? I called Zeke Fred Taylor last time we were on here.
Fred Taylor's not a bad player though.
His short yardage, late career Fred Taylor was a short yardage back that sniped MJD in the red zone.
Right, I feel you, but are we going to say Zeke is terrible?
He's not.
We can't say that.
He's not. I mean,
we can't say that. We can't say that, Mike. I'm not going to say that. I'm gonna say he has declined. I watched him since Ohio State, so he's definitely not that same back.
I'm not going to say he's terrible, but he definitely has not helped the team this year.
Oh, he hasn't. He's not that guy. I would say that now you look at he's going to be getting that 14 to 1,500 yards every season. I don't believe he's doing that, in my opinion. But I feel like
it has nothing to do with the contract for me. It really does.
It does with them, though.
Oh, for sure. That's the reason he's seen the field more than Pollard.
Well, that's the way you see him on the field more than damn near any running back in the league.
Yes,
and they're producing more with less with the other backs than him.
And Zeke's,
we're going to blame the offensive line.
But I thought if we're blaming the offensive line, but I thought Zeke carried the team.
I feel you.
And
that's what exactly, because see, here's my frustrating part. This has always been my frustrating part with it, because Jerry Jones, I don't listen to the hell he say.
Jerry Jones talks shit all the time. I don't listen
to the hell he say, but when you say he the best player on the team,
no.
Okay, and Stephen Jones was saying you the straw that stirs the drink. So then there should be my thing is, when you're saying this, and remember at the beginning of the season, this ain't bashing on Zeke. I'm just saying what was said out there. Zeke Elliott was getting mad at everybody because he said, put respect on my name. I'm one of these top backs. Remember, he was chirping on Twitter all before the season saying, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. And now people are saying, well, you're not doing this. So now we blaming the offensive line. Like, okay, but if you one of these great backs, shouldn't you be able to overcome the offensive line a little bit? Because the offensive line ain't terrible.
Derrick Henry ain't got a good offensive line.
His offensive line ain't great. And this is what I said about Derrick Henry, okay? I seen Derrick Henry work out, dog. That dude is on a whole nother level, and that's why I still see the explosiveness. That dude is 6'3", almost 260 pounds. You don't see those type of guys with that. I seen Brandon Jacobs. He was not explosive like no damn Derrick Henry, and he was big like that. You know what I'm saying? Eddie George was big like that, but he didn't have that explosiveness like Derrick Henry does, because that. And I ain't saying Eddie George didn't train, but Derrick Henry just a different type of specimen, though. But at the end of the day, you still have to train. I don't feel like, in my opinion, that Zeke trains like that anymore. I feel like he gets by with his talent, and it's catching up with him, and along with the carries.
People are mad because I said Tennessee's line is amazing. Tennessee's line is just fine. Tennessee's line is just about a little bit above the Cowboys. The fact of the matter is they have a passing game that works. Derrick Henry was on his way out of the league until they got above replacement level quarterback play. His yards per carry went from 3.8 to 5.4 the minute they switched out Tannehill for Mariota. That period. And when you have off the quarterback play that can make play action work, now you have offensive line that seems not so terrible. That's the offensive line is not terrible, but it definitely is not some top of the line road grading 2016 Cowboys that's just moving shit out of the way for Derrick Henry. It's not happening at all.
Quarterback play matters.
Quarterback play absolutely matters. Absolutely matters. That's the reason that Dak or Zeke's yards have completely plummeted. Period. There's no two ways about it. You lost Dak Prescott, and all of a sudden that straw can't stir the drink anymore. Funny how that works.
Yeah, it's kind of white. What's up, always a lady? How you doing? What's up, Jamal Sims? He says I'm kind of. Jamal said I'm annoyed by Zeke. I kind of am. I'm not trying to front like I'm not. I think it's just because sometimes I feel like with Zeke, I just feel like they pamper him too much, in my opinion.
He's been coddled his entire career. He's been coddled his entire life because he's been good at sports. He didn't have to go to school, and then he was shacked up with Joey Bosa and Noah Spence, and they had the rave party, and then they let Noah Spence take the charges for that. But that's a whole nother conversation.
Right, but you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Tony Pollard is averaging 5 attempts a game rushing, which is he's only averaging 25 yards a game rushing. Why did you draft him? Y'all said out there, y'all drafted Tony Pollard because y'all wanted to prolong Zeke's career. You wanted to have where you can rest Zeke a little bit, but you're not doing none of that. Y'all said y'all was going to do what did you draft on Tony Pollard then for if you never going to play him?
To fuck up special teams, apparently.
Just let him, and here's the thing. I don't think it's his fault on the special teams because he's pressing, because he wants to get on the damn field, Mike. Come on, Mike. When you out there playing, dog, Tony Pollard, I just told you he gets 5 attempts a game, barely.
No, for sure.
And he's barely getting on the damn field. And when you're a player, especially a running back who feels like he's explosive, it can offer something on the team, you start pressing, just like any other player.
That third down carry he had last week, he got hit 5 yards in the backfield. It was 3rd and 1. He got hit 5 yards in the backfield, broke 6 tackles before he even got to the line of scrimmage and picked up the first down. That's what Tony Pollard brings you. He went full Nightcrawler. I know you've seen the play.
I love the play. I want Tony freaking Pollard to play. I've been screaming for it. Play him. Especially you have 5 games left in the damn season. We 3-8. Why the F ain't Tony Pollard getting more plays now?
Because that comes from the top.
Exactly. I don't even want to start on that shit because I'm gonna start going ham. So I ain't gonna bring up that, dog.
Jones boys want to see their money on the field. That's why Jalen Smith's got the dot.
Yeah, well, we're gonna see. So when I was what do you think about Mike McCarthy this year?
I think that Mike McCarthy's been juggling chainsaws and he's done a damn good job.
You're not frustrated with him at all? 25 4th down attempts.
No, I love the 4th down attempts because your offense hasn't been able to string together any semblance of any sort of consistency. So, in your short yardage back, Zeke couldn't even pick up the 4th and 1s anymore. So, what are you going to do? I love it.
The quarterback sneaked that though, Mike. The first 4th down. Me and you was debating that they shouldn't have did that. You did it the second time and got it.
I understand that, and people.
I looked at the lineup, Mike, on the all-22. Wasn't nobody over there if he quick snapped that. That damn Bostic was calling out signals.
I understand. I understand that. The quarterback sneak is an 80% conversion rate on 4th and 1. I fully understand that. I don't hate the CeeDee Lamb call. What they did the handoff because it worked literally the week before. It worked literally the week before.
It was a great for real. They should have been passing. It was a great play call, but damn it, we ain't got time to be cute.
I'm talking about the handoff where they ran the 4th and 1 handoff and CeeDee Lamb got stuffed. I think it was a 2-yard loss.
Yeah.
Literally the same exact play worked the week before. It went to the opposite side. It didn't work. You can't. Kellen Moore is the only reason this offense is even remotely.
I'm down with Kellen Moore.
I fucks with Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore stays.
I fucks with Kellen Moore too.
Kellen Moore stays. Period.
They ain't getting rid of him no way.
There's a reason Mike McCarthy didn't want to take over play calling because he knew he couldn't handle this brand new team and trying to wrangle everything else and still running the offense. Kellen Moore stays. Matter of fact, you'll be lucky if you don't lose Kellen Moore to another team this offseason.
And he may be better somewhere else.
He absolutely will be better somewhere else, where he's not under the constraints of the front office and wants to put their highly paid bad players on the field.
Right. And because, see, this was the thing that kills me about the people out here just bashing him. Like, okay, I get it. Maybe some play calls or some suspect here, but all last year, 2019, you have the number one total offense in your first year as an offensive coordinator, and you stayed there the whole season in the top 5 the whole
while
year.
working under Jason Garrett
Under a goofball.
You don't get, he takes 75% of your play sheets and throws them in the trash, and now you got to make lasagna with no cheese.
What up, Young Wilson? That's my guy. Aloha. That's my guy from Hawaii. But yeah, I feel you. And then now you come in this year, you're still a top 10 offense, even after Dak is gone, but he pushed it after 5 games, but you're still a top 10 offense right now.
Yeah.
And pretty much all your ratings, I went through the ratings, they're pretty much all in the green and yellow. Now, the red zone is not good, but we understand that you don't really have the players right now. I don't know. Some of that red zone is kind of goofy to me, though.
The red zone, that's what I've talked about this every time we've been on the stream, man.
Is goofy shit, dog.
No, that red zone's been glorious. The quarterbacks still even plays on the field. They ran a play last week.
Before you finish that, I want you to answer this one. You know, when Jalen Smith got the interception, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he ran it, he got caught, and we did the first down play, and they did he handed it to Zeke, and they stopped us instantly, and we lost like a yard or two when he handed off to Zeke.
Mm-hmm.
I said that if he did the read option and held that a little bit, that cornerback was not looking at him. He was not looking at – I was looking at him. I looked at from the backside from the all-22. I said RPO because I was just screaming some dumb shit because I was just mad. But if they did a real read option right there and he held that in his belly and Zeke really fully – that cornerback number 31 was sitting on Zeke because Dalton, number one, you just had a concussion, dog. They ain't thinking he run because he's been reluctant to run the whole time he's been on the freaking field. Why would they think that he's going to hold it and run in? That whole side was open. He was not crashing down. Why didn't they do the read option with that?
That's on your quarterback. That ain't on Kellen. The play was there. The play was there, bud. The play just like the play where they motion CD. Smacked the hell out of my mic. Where they motion CD across the line of scrimmage and it cleared number 20 out of the passing lane and Gallup leaked out of the backside. And Dalton never looked at him. The touchdown was there. Never even looked at him, and that's another case of the quarterback leaving plays on the field.
So that was on the court because I was asking in my video. I said that was the quarterback or coach, and the coach said this is the play you're running.
It looked like a tight end. It looked like a tight end screen. And that's because all the direction, all the motion, everything was going that way. And CD ran across and pulled the slot corner over number 20. I forget who the hell number 20 is for the Washington, and Gallup leaked right out the backside, and he was standing there like this. He was literally standing there like this, and the play failed. And apparently that's on Kellen Moore. So that's the type of shit you're dealing with here when you have backup upon backup upon backup quarterbacks. And where we were on quarterback 4 at one point, and I'm actually loving the fact this offensive staff, especially the head coach, is having to juggle chainsaws because Jason Garrett wouldn't have won maybe one game with this team.
Right. Let Jason Garrett lose Dak. I mean, we already seen what happened. We lose one major player with Jason Garrett's season was over, and we all knew it.
And he got all the running yards. Jeremy McFadden had 1,500 all-purpose yards that year. What was our record? I say 3-13. People want to say 4-12. He was 3-13. I don't count that damn moral victory. Get that shit out of my face. Mm-hmm. They were 3-13 and the only thing they lost was a quarterback.
Well, then you might as well just say in 2017 we're 8-8 then, because that damn last game against Philly was BS.
Yeah, it was.
That was stupid.
It was stupid. All it did was ruin our draft stock and got us out of Derwin James. That's all that did.
Don't bring him up.
I mean,
I want to ask you because it's been a hot topic, and I don't know everything, but I want to ask you about DeMarcus Lawrence. It's been a topic, and I don't know if I've been bashing him. I did have a rant about him. I was pissed off and mad about him, because I just feel like, the 2 seasons you had, 14 and a half, 10 and a half sacks was contract year. But you know what? I said, you know what? Let me back off because I know I watch him and I see there's a lot of times he's a lot of pressure. He's right there, almost there. But I feel like you're getting paid big dollars, big dog. You can't just be almost there. You got to close in on them. But I also looked at, I made a post 2017 where he got the 14 and a half sacks. David Irvin was his defensive tackle who had 7 sacks in 8 games. We saw the impact David Irvin did. So maybe he's missing that D tackle to make him even better. What's your kind of thoughts on D Law? Is he that guy? Because everybody, I be hearing the people out there, he's that guy still. It don't matter if he only got 4.5 sacks. It don't matter. He's still that dog.
Well, I mean, he's never been that guy. And we've talked
I'd like
about
to hear
this
you
before.
talk like this to some other people.
That I'm one of the people that don't edge pressure. You can have all the edge pressure in the world, and it doesn't matter if you can't cover. Period. And the years where D-Law had sacks, they had coverage. And the years where anybody has sacks, they have coverage. Unless you got 2 All-Pros coming off the edge. Which, if you have 2 All-Pros coming off the edge, you either paid out the ass for it or you drafted and got severely lucky.
So this is what I was thinking, like Joey Bosa. I watched Bosa see was Ohio State. So what do you think about Joey Bosa?
The Bosa boys got bad genes. They stay hurt. Hurt boys stay hurt. They got bad genes, but
they got bad genes but we ain't talking about them hurting right now. I'm talking about
no. The skill's higher, and there's a reason that Lawrence didn't get paid like Khalil Mack,
or maybe he went the second round.
He got. People forget this. People forget this for sure. He went in the second round from character concerns and injury concerns. People forget about his PED suspension. They forget the fact that Tyron Crawford and Demarcus Ware saved that man's career. He was on his way out of the league. People forget this. The reason he went in the second round is character concerns and injury concerns.
And he's been injured his whole career.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has.
Whole career he has been
hurt. Hurt guys stay hurt. People get mad at me because I talk about Dalvin Cook. Oh, he ain't hurt now. No, he actually is hurt. He was hurt last year. I talk about Alvin Kamara. He was hurt last year too. Oh, hurt guys stay hurt. They may play through it to get some money. They may play through it for whatever reason, but hurt guys stay hurt. And DeMarcus Lawrence has been hurt guy his entire damn career. Period. He was hurt the first half of this year. And that's why his number had him standing up in a 2-point stance, and he couldn't put any pressure on that knee because he hyperextended it versus Atlanta. He's not your game wrecking defensive end. He's not, and that's why they didn't pay him like that.
That's why they didn't want to pay him like that.
That's why they didn't.
Stephen Jones even told him, "You're not that guy. You're good, but you're not that guy."
So
you're not Von Miller.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
I don't care. Like, I'm tired of holding my tongue. He good, but he ain't no Joey Bosa. He ain't no Von Miller. He ain't no Cameron. He ain't no your Cameron Jordan.
And that's also why, part of the reason he wasn't a top 10 prospect in the draft. So that's it's almost like corner, defensive end and corner and quarterback. It's kind of, when you draft that back in the draft, that far back in the draft, that's kind of what you're getting. He is what he is. And I think that he's been extremely consistent. I think he's a fake leader. That's if we want to talk about stuff like that.
He's talk about it. Say whatever's on your mind.
He's a bunch of talk. He's a front runner. And that's what makes this whole defense. This whole defense last year is a team full of front runners. They love to beat on scrubs. But let somebody show up with some actual firepower, and they turn tail. Mr. Trubisky made the bunch of these boys look like fucking jokers last year. And Mr. Trubisky ain't nothing.
You ain't even got to talk about last year. You can talk about this year.
Exactly. Why is the Washington football team making you guys look like a JV squad?
Antonio Gibson, who is on my fantasy league, Mike, and I hated it when they beat us, but I was happy after it was over
I've
because
played him. I play him every week. There, any running back playing Dallas, I've
I'm
played them
playing them. I'm
on
playing them.
fantasy fantasy
I
on
don't care
daily.
if it's my team. I'm playing. You feel me? That's one thing I learned about fantasy. Leave them emotions all out of that shit. You know what I mean? But when I seen Gibson, I saw, yeah, he about to eat. Gibson, okay, you got a little flash, but come on, dog.
He's
Ain't no
fast.
way Gibson should be. I don't give a hell. Ain't no way no Gibson should be averaging all damn near 120 yards rushing in 2 games against Dallas.
I mean, yes and no. I like Gibson coming out of the draft.
I like
thought
Gibson with his
he's
speed,
got.
but no.
I mean, you seen the speed. You seen the speed. He
I
can't.
seen I seen some power too up in the middle because that's where all his runs came. All his big runs came up the middle.
He came through the A gap, and Jalen Smith was over there trying on sunglasses and couldn't see.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's just I think that's the problem, man. See, here's my problem with all this, Mike. We don't got no dogs, and I've been saying that we got dogs that people think they dogs, but they're not. Like the people who are the most boisterous on the team, and I'm really, when I say this, I promise I'm not throwing shade. I don't really think I just feel this is just what I feel in my heart. When the guys who are speaking the most are like the guys who are just they ain't the guys. Like when they talk with Jalen Smith, you know what I'm saying? And he's talking.
This defense is too hard. That's because you got a football IQ problem, Bo.
That's the first thing. That number one right there messed everything up for me right there. Because you would never hear, and I told you how Sean Lee get on my nerves at times, but I never hear Sean Lee come out saying this defense is too difficult for me to learn. I don't hear no linebackers coming out saying this defense is too difficult for me to learn. They need to dumb it down. What the hell are you talking about? When somebody says that, I'm kind of out on you. You feel me? I'm kind of out on you from that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you saying that in the beginning of the season already? Wow. But it's just the people that I feel like are supposed to be those guys are not the guys. Like you said, we can beat up on the Giants offensive line or when we play in the makeshift offensive lines and backup tackles or rookie tackles or rookie guards, then we want to get 4 or 5 sacks and jump up and smack hands and dance around and swipe and do all this and do that. But then when we play a tough team and a tough offensive line, like the Cleveland Browns, who's up and coming, it had Bill Callahan, who that's murderous row. Every time he see Dallas, he's got a personal vendetta to shove it down our freaking throats every time he plays us. They coming with that offensive line, and what the hell did they do? They got 300 yards rushing on us, and they had a third string running back almost get 100 going down our throats. That's what I'm talking about. So that gets me pissed off when I see him jumping up and down, and y'all see another team who's a good offense line, as you said, running down our throats and mash it, and we ain't saying nothing. Then we just quiet and like, well, we got to get back to the drawing board. We got to figure it out.
Jalen Smith doing the wave versus when Chicago's up 30 points last season. All right.
So that's why let me give a shout out AR Cowboys 88. Hey ho, welcome to the biggie level of the Silver and Blue Nation Big Game James. We're gonna treat you right. I'm gonna get that emoji for you. My booth ain't gonna get Lee Norman too. Sorry it hasn't been out there. I totally apologize. Those emojis are coming for you. Definitely let you know. But I think that's just the biggest problem with us, Mike. We don't have that defensive guy as far as the coach. And then when I look at our players, I like Diggs. What do you think about LVE in the middle at the linebacker? I don't know if he's strong enough, man. I like his ability. I don't know if he's strong enough though.
LVE's he's playing himself back into shape. He had a couple of bad missed tackles last week. 2, literally. When I say a couple, it was literally 2 bad missed tackles. It caused
really bad.
They were really bad, but outside of that, he had a solid game. He's just there. He's playing himself back in the shape, and he's still. I mean, quite frankly, he's still understanding 11 man, much less NFL football.
Mm-hmm.
If the guy can stay healthy, I worry about him having fragile bones. But if the guy can stay healthy, he needs to be the one wearing the headset because he understands defense. Jalen doesn't. He can't call that defense and still play football.
Right.
That's been proven. So, He's got promise. I'm definitely not giving up on him for sure.
So you like him going forward, being like your Mike linebacker going forward, whether
I
any
would I would like to move him back to his natural position at will.
because he's better there.
Yeah, and maybe we can draft Zaven Collins in the second round. At 34, or if we trade back, I'm not opposed to taking Zaven Collins in the first round at the back half. The back half of the first round, if that means that we're moving on from 54.
That's not happening. So stop talking about that. You know it's not happening.
I mean,
You just
I'm going to keep talking about it until it doesn't happen, because I still want to have hope that this team wants to prioritize winning football games.
you think,
over
but if
brand.
they say if they were to get rid of Jalen Smith, then don't you got to get a couple backers because you only got LVE because Sean Lee ain't there, and it ain't going to be Joe Thomas.
Joe Thomas still here.
I'm saying, dude. I mean,
Joe Thomas
ain't
here.
bad.
Linebackers don't matter.
They do matter a little bit, dog. They don't matter.
It's same amount as running back, dude. You don't want a guy that's going to.
You don't need to spend. Yeah, you don't need to spend all that money on them. No, because you can find linebackers for sure. They are like running backs in that aspect. You don't gotta. That's why I say you don't gotta draft no linebacker in the top 5 because you can find linebackers, good ones.
Yes, exactly, and
for sure,
the guy needs to know how to cover and can he fill a run gap. Period. It's and until they. It's not that high of a bar. It's really not. You don't have to draft a guy in the top, like you said, you don't have to draft a guy in the top 10 to get that. Micah Parsons, people love Micah Parsons. They want to act, Micah Parsons is not a good NFL linebacker. If that's what they're going to play him at, he can't cover. He can't cover. You can't play that in today's NFL. Zaven Collins can cover. Zaven Collins can cover because he played. Zaven Collins, people probably may not even know that name. Zaven Collins played quarterback in high school. Led them to an undefeated state title. He understands run game or passing lanes. He understands, the audibles and stuff like that. He will fill your gaps. He will come in like that. You can't carry on next year with Jalen Smith as a marquee linebacker of this defense and expect to win football games.
I totally agree. And until that changes, we're going to go in the same damn circle. That's why right now I'm just keeping it real when we talk about draft picks and this and that. I'm being honest with you, dog. It drains me. It's hard for me to get hyped. I'm gonna keep it real. It's not because I don't love my team. It's just hard for me to get hyped. Oh, well, we get this draft pick in top 4, and then we be picking this round. But shit ain't been happening. Now I'm feeling all pessimistic again because you know what? We talk about all these damn draft picks and all this, and what the hell's it done, dog?
The only solace that I take in that is, this last draft was the first draft since Will McClay's been here that they let the scouts run the board. And look what happened. By all stretch of the imagination, they hit on this draft. They hit on Diggs. They hit on Lamb. They hit on Gallimore. Gallimore is playing like a third-round D tackle.
They hit on
they hit on exactly 1, 2, 3, 4. Bam. What else do you want? I mean, absolutely. What else do you want? And we have record. The shit is on record of the last drafts before that of a defensive line coach, Rod Marinelli, coming in and ruin the damn draft and take, this is our guy. This is our, we're going to, and just completely disrespecting the last 8 months of draft work that the scouts have done. This guy can't, that's what the reason they had LVE. LVE was not over Derwin James. LVE was over Derwin James once Marinelli got a hold of the board.
Keep talking about that. Tell us more about that, man.
Taco Charlton was not over TJ Watt. Taco Charlton was over TJ Watt once Rod Marinelli got a hold of the board. Tristan Hill was not over Taylor Rapp, Juan Thornhill, Nasir Adderley. Tristan Hill was over them once Rod Marinelli got a hold of the board. Will McClay came on the radio and owned those picks because he's paid handsomely to own the failures. He's not going to be that. He's going to fall on the sword. He's a fall on the sword guy. They want to run Will McClay. People have been want to run Will McClay out of town. That's not the case. He fell on the sword for a defensive coordinator that should have never been in charge of those picks. So, tying this back into Sean Lee becoming the new defensive coordinator heading into 2021, Sean Lee's not going to fuck your board up. Mike Nolan might. I have no idea. Tom Sula might. I borderline trust Tom Sula getting some input there. But Rod Marinelli's gone. They let Rod Marinelli have his way with the top 3 picks of the last 3 drafts, and look what it did with your team.
Mm-hmm. Real shit right there. Shout out to my guy AR Cowboys who just joined the membership. Appreciate you, Mike. You know you good on that. He said here's 5 on whatever you drinking on the upcoming show game. But just put 5 on the 024, big dog. You know how we do here. Just put 5 on it. You know what the hell I'm talking about. I don't gotta say it shit. You know what I mean? Hey man, you speaking some real good shit in here today, Mike, bro. You speaking some good flame on in here. I might replay this and listen to you again myself.
Appreciate it, Bo.
But you know, going into this last 5 games before we get up off here, big dog. How do you think the season's going to go with these last 5 games? How do you think will they? I posted it on here. 4-12, 5-11, or 6-10, or do you think they can run the table?
They're not. No, you're not running the table. You may get one. I hope you don't get one. They may get one.
I know your ass don't care, but I'm just saying. What do you think? Think we'll
you
be
may
like 4
you
12?
You may win the Cincy game.
Really?
You may win the Cincy game just because they're so. I mean, there's what's it? Mike Glennon? Is that who's out there right now?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, seriously, come on now. But you're not gonna beat Baltimore if they get Lamar back, because all he'll have to do is, bail out of his first read
option every freaking play and go. He gonna run for 100.
Yeah, exactly. So
I mean, Kyler Murray, you seen what Kyler Murray did? What the hell?
Kyler Murray. Can we? Kyler Murray beat the Dallas Cowboys. He had a negative 24
with a terrible game.
He had a 24 QBR. 24.
He played terrible that game.
Terrible. Won the game by 30 damn points? Come on now.
He played like trash that game.
They was
hyping him on the game. I was mad as hell. I was like, he ain't even do shit that game. We just played like trash.
Had a negative 30 CPOE. Negative 30. Yeah. You know how bad like Carson Wentz hasn't had a negative 30 all season. And we've seen how Carson Wentz been playing.
Oh, Lord, I don't even want to talk about his whole ass.
Oh, ginger ass. Terrible.
Yeah, he whack as hell. I'm glad we ain't got to talk about his ass no more. I told you, we ain't talking about that shit since 1922. Ain't nobody talking about no damn Carson Wentz no more.
Miss me absolutely, Wes. Yeah. Don't even mention that man and Dak Prescott in the same fucking paragraph. Period.
Don't ever speak on that. Like, you Eagles fans, don't even dog, don't even come at me. Don't even look at me with that shit no more. Miss me with that for real.
No, Carson Wentz is a rental car from Avis. We got a damn Ferrari in the garage. Miss me with that. So,
hey, before we get off, one last thing. What do you think about the people have been talking about Dez Bryant? Do you think he'll get a touchdown against us?
And I hope McCarthy challenges it.
Dog, he's throwing up that X that game, dog. He's throwing up that X. Yeah, Lamar Jackson is going to force that damn ball to him.
And I hope McCarthy challenges. I don't care if it's caught clearly. And he takes 17 steps. I don't care if he runs it in for the 20. Just challenge.
Everybody will probably laugh at that shit for real too. But you best believe if they get inside that red zone, especially in that 10-yard line, it's a first down. Dez is getting that ball.
Oh, for sure. I hope he does, man. I'm happy for Dez because I really am. I wish he would have done this.
His career was over.
I wish he would have done this 7 years ago, and he maybe still be on the Cowboys. But that's another conversation. That's another conversation.
That's another conversation. But just a little, I'm gonna give a little hedge on it before we go. Dog, why didn't you do this when your early years? Mm-hmm. But that's another thing where I say with Zeke Elliott. You lived off that talent. And I'll tell you, Dez is my dog. I love Dez for life. I gotta love hate sometimes because I feel like he be talking too much on Twitter. But I love his I've always loved his passion, his fire. But dog, why didn't you just be on it like that, like you was now with the training and the working out and the route running and this repetition? And dog, you would have still been on Dallas. You still have been nasty because if you would have been honing that at the 24s and 25s, man, just the game would have just been so much. Oh, he'd have just been so much more surgical to people right now.
They let him come back for that 2015 failed season off that Jones fracture, and it ruined his career.
Well,
Period.
but
Period.
Dez was the type he
That's what
wasn't gonna sit out
that's what it's
though.
done.
He rushed it.
It's did it to AJ Green. It's done it to Julio Jones. Julio's came back and he's back out. He hadn't been hamstring this this that Jones fracture is it's very, very serious business. And matter of fact, San Francisco is playing with Deebo Samuel the same way, and Deebo Samuel's out now for the hamstring, compensating off that foot.
Yeah.
It's that Jones fracture is absolutely not to be trifled with. That is a career killer. They didn't treat it properly, and neither did Dez. Dez was hiding from the rehab. People forget that. They would try to they would go up at his house and try to pick him up. He wasn't there. He wouldn't answer the door. So if he, like you say, if he had worked with D-Rob, if he had tried to retool his game, he could have turned that corner, did that Larry Fitzgerald art, where he completely retooled his game and extended it another 10 years. But he didn't.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm happy that he's playing. He persevered, and when you persevere, good things happen to you. So shout out to Dez. Shout out to my member Jim Laws for the $2 holla. He said Mike would be challenger would be funny as shit, which that actually would be funny. If that happened, maybe if they see the show and see it, they'll say, what, we heard Mike say that on our show, and he's the one that pushed it. But hey, man, let's give everybody a shout out. Let them know where they can follow you on Twitter. Mike is a great follow on Twitter. Has a lot of great knowledge. You really need to check him out on Twitter. If you're a person that really likes to do Twitter, please follow him. You'll get a lot of good knowledge that you didn't really know about on a lot of things. Quarterbacks, different positions, running backs. You have a lot of good things that I love following you because it's like, damn, I didn't know that. I'm glad to open the door. So because it makes me immediately go study and go read on stuff as well because I didn't know it. And once I don't know it and I see it, I want to get more knowledge about it. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely appreciate what you bring to the table. But let them know where they can find you out on Twitter and plus anything else you got going on beyond this.
Trying to get the podcast off the ground. To be soon, should be up within the first of the year. Working on my Twitter account is at not to be trite. At not to be trite, just like Jerry Jones says, I'm not trying to be trite. So it's that's you can find me on Twitter. I'm there, baby.
All right, man. Well, hey, I appreciate you once again jumping on the show, dog. I'm gonna still stay on here and holler at the people for a few. But man, you know what it is. It's burgers and blitzes every Thursday. You know how we do, man. You better go follow Mike, man. You want to get some knowledge? Go follow my Mike, not to be trite, burgers and blitzes. We'll see you soon, dog. And I'll be talking to you. You know how we do. Hey, have a safe evening. Tell your wife I said hi, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, peace.
Peace.
All right, my dog, Mike White, man. That's the dog. Hey, appreciate you, Miss Always a Lady. $5 holla. Hey ho, Cowboys family love. Really appreciate you, man. That was a great show, man. Mike really brings it, y'all. I really love how Mike. How I met Mike is he started following me on Twitter. I was surprised he had all the freaking knowledge. He started following me on Twitter. So I just happened to, I started really just checking him out. And I was like, man, this dude be coming with some stuff that I don't be knowing. You know what I'm saying? And then I just really started following him more. And then, he got the plug too. Like Mike got the plug. He know people. I ain't trying to hype him up or nothing like that. But Mike got the plug. Like Mike know people. You know what I'm saying? And that information that he was telling about, like with Leo Collins, when he's saying that Leo Collins is good, trust me on that. I do because he knows some people. You know what I'm saying, on the inside. So when he tell me certain things about Cowboys players, I trust his opinion on things because I know he know people. So that's why I really listen to what he says. Plus, he got some really good knowledge as well. You know what I mean? So appreciate you, Wink. Appreciate you, Matt, for the donation as well. Appreciate all my members that was in the feed today. We went on the show earlier and did the offensive people today, and I'm glad we got to do Mike because I got his opinion, his thoughts on everything. As we get ready to head to Baltimore Tuesday, was supposed to be Thursday, which is where we're supposed to be playing tonight. Then got moved to Monday. And now this crazy stuff. Now it's Tuesday. I'll just be really glad when this COVID is they finally figured this thing out. Because like I said, it really threw a monkey wrench. I'm just really still pissed off. When we talk about this draft, before I get up out of here, when we talk about this draft, I'm not the draft guy, but I definitely know the draft as far as me following it, checking the players out. I really wait till later because you're evaluating all these guys now. A lot of things gonna change in 2 to 3 months. It's just this is like the pre stuff. But me, what my thing is, I hate watching. It's hard to get these all 22s out here. You got to have a plug again. Certain people out got the plug. You know what I mean? Um, so my thing is, I want to go to many his events as I can. Watch with my own eyes. Like I said, that's why I've been going to the combine last 3 out of 4 years. Be able to watch it with my own eyes. I was going to the Senior Bowl this year. It got canceled for certain people. Only really scouts and sponsors can go now because of COVID. There was a couple other All Star games I had looked into about going to, and I was going to be able to go and register. They had another All Star game. I think it was the Shrine Bowl game that got canceled as well due to COVID. I was trying to attend that one. So basically, what I was trying to do is just go to these games myself and events and just really look through my own eyes, have my own tape. And then, hey, if you want to look at it from my eyes, you can see it. But I just don't always looking through other people's eyes, even though they may be right on a lot of things. I don't want to always look through your eyes. I want to look through my eyes because I feel like my eyes are pretty decent with what I look at too. So that's just kind of frustrating that those events kind of got to cancel this year. So we'll just kind of see how we'll just see kind of y'all rescheduling the late night hype. Steve Lupton says y'all rescheduling late night hype. Yeah, we're gonna have the game Tuesday. I would say we might have the hype maybe the next day. We'll see how it kind of goes. You know what I mean? The hype is always going to be on a Tuesday, but only time it'll ever change is like if we get like a guest who we kind of got to go by their schedule. No, so that's the only time we'll reschedule the hype. It's always going to be on Tuesday, but like I said, we got this game. We're going to definitely do the game. I say we do the hype maybe Wednesday. We'll see. I got to talk to the fellas. I can't make no decisions on that. So we'll talk to the fellas and see how it kind of goes, because that can kind of be like the after party. Hopefully, we'll see. I ain't saying let's tank and lose, but I ain't saying we're gonna win. I just want us to play hard. Like I said, that's just been my thoughts. So we'll just kind of see how that goes with Baltimore, and that whole matchup is going to be hype, especially with Dez playing. It's going to be a sight to see. I thought it was going to happen when he went over to the Saints, and I thought that was going to be a hype game in 2018. Especially with him coming back to Dallas and he blew out his Achilles, which was crazy, and I thought he was never going to play against Dallas again. So honestly, I just feel like this with Dez. You not playing with Dallas anymore. We saw how it happened, and then you were playing with the Saints, and you were going to play Dallas of all teams that same year. I mean, that next year, and then you blew out your Achilles. Now you get another opportunity to play with an organization after 3 years out of the game. A lot of people didn't think you were going back. I didn't think you was going to play again. So salutes to you right there. But the fact that you are now playing in 2020 with the Ravens, and we just happen to play them, and you just happen to get on the squad, I feel like these things just don't happen. You know what I'm saying? You just happen to get picked up on the team. You just happen to get picked up on the Ravens. Now you start, and they kept you on the full roster, and you're getting ready to play Dallas. Oh, you're not going to score a touchdown on Dallas when everybody else who plays Dallas has records against us? Come on, dog. I'm thinking Des might go nutty, and I ain't even saying he that dude no more. It just happens to us. It's just the way it happens. Damn, I didn't know that. Wink says the first. Let me post that. I didn't know that shit. You better be right if I'm posting it.
There's the other question
What question?
from Jamal.
What
He
Jamal
wants to
say?
know what would you go first, a DL or a back
Jamal, my bad. I am always. You see that though? Let me give that shout out to Wink. He says when the Cowboys play on Tuesday, this will be the first time any first Be the first NFL team that I've played on every day of the week. That's weird. That's crazy. But Jamal says, would I start on the D front or would I start on the back end? Me personally, I'm always starting on up front. I'll post your question right there, Jamal. I'm always starting with the front. It always starts up front with me. If you don't have any kind of a line defensively or offensively, you ain't doing jack poo. For real. You're not doing jack poo. Like, you can have the greatest corners, and cornerback coverage does help, but they can't cover forever. In this league, it's hard to cover. You got 3, 4 receiver sets. They throwing quick outs, bubble screens, quick passes. It's hard to cover quick. You got to be really good. But if you got that good defensive front that can really create havoc, I mean, it makes everything better. It makes it easier for your linebackers. It makes it easier for your cornerbacks. It makes it easier for your safeties because now your linebackers don't have to worry about getting dirty. They're free to attack running backs. They're free to blitz. They have gaps. They have holes because that line is not only taking double teams but penetrating the front. And when you got defensive ends and fronts that can really attack that, I mean, that changes the game in my opinion. As I said, when we had David Irving, I didn't, that's what I hurts my soul about David Irving leaving. I mean, it frustrated me about everything that was going on. I was never frustrated about you smoking bud, but I just never thought David Irving really cared. I just always what I got. Like, football was never a big deal to him. If I played, I played. If I don't, I don't. It was always like that with me with him. But that was an extremely talented dude. Like, when they picked him up from KC, I was like, oh man, but he was a difference maker to me. Like I said, when DeMarcus Lawrence had those 14 and a half sacks in 2017, David Irving was playing the 3 tech, the 1 tech, played the 5. He was playing multiple positions on that field. I was pissed off that year because I think he got knocked out with the concussion. And that's why I didn't play the whole season. But 7 sacks in 8 games, he was terrorizing, and he made everybody else better. Where you see a 6'7", that's like the John Hendersons, that's like the Calais Campbells. You don't see 6'7", 300-pound dudes just doing that. And when you get something like that, man, that just makes your defensive ends better, makes your back, makes everybody on that defense, your line, everything just kind of gels. And I think we need that type of player again. So I'm definitely going with the front more than the back first. But I'm gonna get up off here. Did a couple shows today. Appreciate everybody that jumped in, man. Appreciate all my members. Appreciate all the damn donations. Appreciate my new member. Let me pull him up again. New member AR Cowboys 88. Appreciate you. My boot thing's gonna get Lee Norman in your gifs, so I apologize about that. So sorry. Please forgive me. I promise you, I'm so sorry. But I'm gonna head off of here. Appreciate all the love you guys showed as usual. Um, we had a great talk today. Great information from Mike. Really spit a lot of good stuff today, and got some looking out for some guests coming up. Got some names in the pot that could be coming soon. I can't throw that out there yet, but we got some good names maybe in the pot for the late night hype. So make sure you always stay in tune for the hype. We will be going hard in the draft with the hype. We went hard on it last year. It was very successful what we did with the hype, with the draft. So make sure you tune in again with us again. We're going to be doing our draft coverage. We're just putting some things together right now in the air, making sure everything's right, good. We want to be thorough all the way through. So make sure you just keep on tuning into the hype for our draft coverage when we start rolling it out. I think it's going to be really good. We'll have some draft experts that will be on the show, give their thoughts. And, we'll just go through the players and see, what happens with the draft and, say the possibility of players that the Cowboys can get. And we just kind of go from there. But great time today with everybody, man. Great show. Great, uh, just a great time today. Just good feeling, good vibes today. Positive vibes today. PVO, Jessica, there you go. Showtime 53, really appreciate you. Hey ho, my dog, Showtime 53 with the $5 holla. You know how we do. You know what I'm saying? Let me post that up for you, big dog. Appreciate you. And he says, great show. We'll watch tomorrow at work. Man, appreciate you, man. Salutes. Like I said, I don't want to talk too much, but I always want to respect, people don't have to do this, You know what I'm saying, Boo Thing? People don't gotta listen to you. People ain't gotta listen to nothing you say. And the fact that people listen and respect the grind that I do, I just really appreciate y'all because y'all ain't gotta be in here and y'all ain't gotta donate, y'all ain't gotta do none of this. Be members, subscribers, none of that. So I always feel humble. Um, huh? What's Jim worrying about? What do you say? What Jim say? Appreciate you, Wink. What Jim say? Oh, I gotta send that out to you, Jim. Get in my inbox. Get in my Twitter inbox, Jim, tonight. So get in my Twitter inbox and holla at me. I got you. What? I love Ru. That's why I fuck. That's why I fuck with you, Ru. Because anytime I'm on a high, to smack me down. Ru keeps me humble. I'm humble anyway, but Ru definitely does. Oh man, that's funny. That's my dog. He be getting me with my tie shit. Hey, we grinding over here, baby. Jamal said, glad I fixed that audio. I stood back. You know what I did? You know what I did, Jamal? I didn't fix it. I just spoke. I spoke positive things. You know what I did? I blamed Mike, and once I blamed Mike, it went away. I started my show blaming. I said, every time I come on the show, my mic acts weird, and then from that point, it started acting normal. Like, wow, that's all I got to do. Okay. Say, yeah, you get comfortable with a motherfucker. Yep, exactly. You feel me? I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? Talk that shit to me. I'm cool with it. I like it. I don't run from it. It's all good. But we'll be talking soon. So we got our game Tuesday. Definitely gonna be going live before then. May do a player breakdown, whatever. But whatever it is, we're gonna be kicking it. Definitely gonna be 024 in this bitch. You know what it is. All right. Look, see this one empty already. Already got one of them. He empty. Let's crumble him up. Let's crumble him up. We done got rid of. See, I showed you them two today, right? See, I showed you them two today. Let's crumble him up. Now it's time for him. Where you at, buddy? There you are. It's time for him. What's up? What's up? I've been waiting for you all day. What you been waiting? You been waiting for me, dog? You know I've been waiting for you. Why you been playing with me? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I gotta do my shows and shit. Well, you better have me get off that show because it's time to talk. All right, I got you. So you feel me? 024 in this piece. We about to talk. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We about to talk. Feel me? We keep it in the red case. And this from my homie. Shout out to my homie. He gave me the red box. This is the red box. You feel me? Got the red box. Oh, 24. Hey, and one last thing, y'all. I ain't the God person. I ain't that person. Okay. I'm not the God person, but I do believe in him. If y'all ever think of a prayer from me because I'm trying to make a business decision, a work business decision, and I have to make it tomorrow. And I don't really know what to do. I know what I want to do, but I want to make sure it's the right decision. So just have me in your thoughts that I make the right decision because the move I can make is a good business move. Ain't it right, Boo-Thang? Ain't it right, Boo-Thang? It's a good business move that I can do money wise, running my stuff, doing how I want. But one thing I love is peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? And my current job I got right now is peace of mind. So I'm trying to morph those two still, and I will still be able to, if I can morph those two, I could still call my basketball games the way it would run. You know what I'm saying? So it could really work the way I want, but I need this person that because he wants me bad. He like, hey, yo, you can run this, you run that, it's all yours. Do this, do that. And good advertisement. Oh my God, it could be some money for real. But um, just when I tell him what I want to do tomorrow, I hope he's like, okay. That's that's why I want y'all to. When I tell him what I want to do tomorrow, because I'm going to tell him tomorrow what I want to do, because I've already mapped out everything I want to say and do. I've already planned out, and I just hope he just says, okay, I got you. Whatever you want to do. That's what I hope he just says. Because I want to f with him because it's a good business opportunity. But I don't want to leave where I'm at either because it's a good job, it's comfortable, good benefits. It's just it's the atmosphere is good, and I don't like people stressing me. I don't like people bothering me all damn day. Feel me? And I need a good trade off. Like one spot I can get people gonna bother me. It's gonna get on my damn nerves, but I'm gonna get money, but it ain't gonna be all the time. And then I can go to my other spot. Feel me? And still get money. So just keep me in your thoughts. All right. Yeah, Jamal Sims. You know I'm on that Savage, baby. You know I'm on that 21 Savage, dog. 21, 21. Oh, yeah. I got the plugs. I be having the plugs. I got to holler at one of my boys today for the plug. Keep it real. But yeah, I'm on that 21 Savage, dog. And like I said, I'm not like the new. I don't listen to the new music, but I started listening to the new music lately. I like I told y'all, really. Here we go. I was gonna get off here, y'all get me to talking, and I don't want to stop sometimes because I got on this.
Did you see what Mira was talking about?
What?
Earlier, he's like, I feel bad when we're here talking about being disrespectful. I'm like, no, we like the conversation.
No, it's cool.
Like,
I don't.
even during shows.
Yeah, I don't care if y'all be talking. Nobody get hell. As long as y'all here on here, that's cool.
Right.
But I've been getting on. Like I said, I ain't been listening to these new guys, but I've been getting on, like I said, been mentioned, I've been getting on the Chicago drill scene, the drill rap scene. Like I'm a person, I love history. I got all A's and B's, all A's. I was a history buff. I love history. I read. I love to read and I love history. Like I fiend for it. So now I was just really interested in this Chicago drill scene. You know, my son likes some of these young rappers. So, you know, when he be listening to him, I kind of be like, okay, all right. My son be like, you know him? I be like, nope. Who he? G Herbo, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't know these people. So I started really listening to these Chicago drill rappers. You know, I listened to Lil Durk and um I ain't gonna lie, I like King Von. It still hurts my heart. I just started listening to King Von. I may have already talked about this, but I really just started listening. He's 26 years old. And I know you done a lot of bad things because I read the history. I got this on my YouTube a page where this guy he's actually was in prison. He's in the Chicago drill scene, and he breaks down all the killers and the rappers and how deep it is. You know, and I like reading all that stuff because you know I was doing my thing, but I like reading that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I just, you know, reading about those rappers and just the background, FBG Duck. I didn't really never hear about him until he got shot and murdered. And the only reason I heard about him because my dog Katie Drummond gave him a shout out on Twitter, and he said, you know, rest in peace, FBG Duck. I didn't know who that was, so I instantly said, who's that? And I looked him up. And when I looked him up and I started listening, I said, damn, I like him. He good. You know what I'm saying? I like him. And then I'm mad because I'm like, damn, that's another talented rapper gone. You know what I'm saying? But I derailed. But 21 Savage came in. When I first heard 21 Savage, I thought he was trash. Like straight up, like he's whack. Because I heard him on that freshman thing. My son had it, so I heard him, he whack. You know what I'm saying? But can't front. He's a Libra. And I'm on that Libra shit. Libra gang, baby. He's borderline Libra Scorpio. His birthday is like it turned as the next day to a Scorpio. So he's damn near a freaking mutt. He's a mix, Libra and Scorpio. So that's why he's probably getting money. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, okay, getting better. Something about his style. 21. I like him. I like the new. I like him.
I want to say Gucci or Jeezy.
Ooh, Gucci or Jeezy.
I like my Gucci.
I like.
Jeezy have lyrics though, but I like my Gucci. I like Gucci.
Damn.
Gucci.
Shit. I love me some Gucci.
I do, me too.
I love me some Gucci, but Jeezy got flows though. Jeezy got good flows though. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say I like Gucci better overall, but I think Jeezy, in my opinion, got better flows than Gucci. But Gucci just got a style that to me like no other.
Yeah,
I like his style. I like how he just don't give a fuck. I like Jeezy style, and I think that's why I put. I mean, not Jeezy, Gucci style over Jeezy. That's why I take Gucci over Jeezy. Not the rapping, but Gucci just. I like Gucci. Gucci. I mean, he a trendsetter to me. I know Jeezy. Like I said, I ain't hating on Jeezy. Got flows like um, Jeezy is a beast. Now I don't mess with no Young Dolph. I don't like him. I don't like Young Dolph. I think the main reason why I don't like Young Dolph, my personal opinion. But first, Jamal, I F for Jeezy. Don't I said Jeezy got better lyrics than Gucci. Not close in my opinion. I like Gucci's style better than Jeezy. That's just me. Um, but Young Dolph, he got one song I kind of like, but I'm gonna keep it real. When he was talking about what's your man's? He got beef with Young Dolph. What's his name?
Bitch, get your mind right.
Yeah, that's the shit. Bitch, get your mind right, yo. Who is Dolph beefing? What's his cat's name that he be beefing with though? What's his name? Somebody I know y'all know. Yo Gotti. Yeah, big beefing with Yo Gotti. I'm gonna keep it real because he just keep talking about Yo Gotti and all his songs and stuff. I think that's lame as shit. Like I'm not gonna keep about talking about no dude in my songs. Like if I have some beef with you, and I'm never gonna say if I'm a rapper, I'm gonna keep it real. Like I'm not gonna never say nothing first on no album to nobody. I'm not. It's only gonna be retaliation. And but if when I do retaliate, I'm coming with all flame. I'm gonna be in that studio. I'm gonna make sure that that clap back I come back to you is gonna be hard as hell. Then after that, I might say something else, but after that, I ain't gonna keep talking about you on my albums no more because then I'm giving you too much publicity and I'm thinking you on my mind too much to be putting you in my albums on. Nah, you ain't on my mind like that, dog, because you ain't nobody to me. But if you say something to me first on the album, I'm definitely gonna do a comeback and I'm gonna make sure it's hard as fuck. That's for damn sure. But Young Dolph be talking about Yo Gotti too much. Like, shut up. I don't want to hear that. Now, Black Youngster jumped into that. Now, see, I like how Black Youngster jumping into that, like calling you a hoe. You know what I'm saying? Black Youngster jumping in there talking for Yo Gotti because Yo Gotti ain't even mentioning this dude. Like, that would be me. Like, I ain't gonna keep talking about you, dog. Okay, so what? I tried to sign you, said no. How many times you gonna tell everybody in the whole damn world that I tried to sign you and you told me no? Like, how long we gonna hear that? How long we gonna hear that you hit you okay, you slept with my baby mom or somebody else mess with? Who cares? Who does? I mean, I ain't listen to no dude keep saying that stuff. So what? Oh, okay, you mess with my baby's mom, and who cares? Oh, two more people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm about to get it. What up, Texas Brad 83? You see what Unc got, didn't he? You see what Unc got?
I did. Always a lady's birthday is the day after yours.
Oh, Libra gang. See, I don't be knowing all that beef, so don't put. I don't know that stuff, so I'm gonna just keep it real. I don't know all that stuff, so I don't play like I do know it. So y'all will be schooling me on this, so I won't jump out there and act like I know it. Y'all will be schooling me on this. I'm just learning all this stuff. I only know about the beef when I was coming up with Pac and no guys and Mob Deep and all those guys back in the day. Yeah. Yeah, Jim Laws. Like I said, Jim, make sure you go on my Twitter. Yeah, shout out to Unc Charles. You see, Wink, what you got? You better not disrespect it. That's gold up in here. You understand that, Wink? Or you feel like, you know what I'm saying, when you do that for somebody, I feel like you like in the mafia gang. I give you this wrench. I'll give you this wrench. Make sure you always honor the wrench. You always honor the wrench because it's family here. Always honor the wrench. I give you my blessings.
See mine.
All right, I'm out of here, man. I'm talking too much. It's time to smoke and eat. But I'll holler at y'all. Love y'all. We'll talk soon. Peace. Gang, gang.